Raw vegan, high raw vegan, why? Why do people make such choices? Especially considering that they're going to be living a very different life if compared to most people living in this world. Why do they make such choices? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you why I made mine. Let's get started. Hey, Yulia Tarbath here, and together with my husband Paul Tarbath, we are certified holistic nutritionists with over 10 years of experience helping you create healthy body and healthy nutrition and really master your life the right way. So let's talk about raw veganism, high raw veganism, and why. Why do people make such choices? Now, you see, the way I look at things is that I consider us to be spiritual beings in a human form. So we're conscious beings, we are always evolving, we are always growing. And consciousness is a very specific type of energy. And it's all about opening up and changing and growing and reaching new heights and trying new things, and certainly always looking after your body and treating it with so much respect, so much gratitude. I started drinking more green smoothies and studying this information, and by the time I realized what it's all about and what it can do for you and the right way to follow a raw food diet, thankfully right away we came across a high carbohydrate raw food diet versus a high fat. I made the switch and I knew I had nothing to lose. My health was, I was totally just in the trenches with it all. Struggling, fatigue, Candida, adrenal issues, fertility challenges, and hypothyroidism. It's just not thriving at all, really going through a massive health crisis, which again, it pushes you to keep on searching for things. So this is why when you come across raw vegans or high raw vegans or people who are more into plants and consciousness, they've already been on a journey of trying different diets and they know more about health. So this is why it's so interesting to talk to them and to surround yourself by such people. So I made the switch, and Paul was skeptical. My husband Paul was skeptical first, and he's like, well, how can I eat so many bananas when I can't even eat one banana? But by the time he studied it all and understood it all, he was up for it. So we did it together, and we switched to a high fruit diet. Now, another thing that played importance in me switching to a raw vegan diet was that I was into energy work, and it started from that. And as soon as I started doing energy work, things started to shift and I started to lose desire for certain foods like meat. I just had no taste for it, no desire for it. So I excluded it, and then I noticed the same with dairy, and I noticed the same with eggs. Okay, well, I'll follow my body and what it's telling me. So it was like just that natural next step. I was never forcing myself. It was never a struggle. It was just that joy, that excitement, that new tool that I've got on my path that can give me more mastery in my life, that can give me sharper consciousness, that can give me much cleaner and better health, better level of health, and really just restructure things in a different way. So that's why I went to raw vegan, and that's the truth of why. It's a wider truth about why I went to raw vegan. And then Paul and I stayed on a raw vegan diet for 4 years. I got pregnant. Yay. I corrected my fertility issues. I overcame Candida challenges. I went from being nearly bedridden with fatigue to running a whole marathon. And all that happened as a result of a raw vegan diet and us following it. And then I got pregnant. What a beautiful thing, right? And I didn't know. Tests were not confirming my pregnancy for a little while. So I didn't know. And I started to notice changes in my food preferences, and all of a sudden I was just totally thriving on a raw vegan diet and not having cravings and so forth. But all of a sudden I feel like, I don't feel like eating bananas, I don't feel like eating greens. The first trimester is a little bit tricky. And then towards the halfway through my pregnancy, I started to have a strong desire, such just massive desire for potatoes and cooked broccoli and cooked cauliflower. And it was literally like a battle. I was battling with myself. And when finally my pregnancy got confirmed, I understood that, I understood my cravings, and I understood my desire for more dense carbs, and just changes in my appetite and my food preferences. So throughout my whole pregnancy, I stayed, half of my pregnancy was raw, And then half of my pregnancy was eating cooked food like potatoes 3 times a week, for example. So that was when I started to introduce some cooked food, and that's when I started to eat still a mostly raw diet, but a higher raw diet. And then while I was breastfeeding, I was also training, being very active and needing extra calories for breastfeeding, needing extra calories for myself because I was training and very active. And in a way, it created that situation for me where I just sometimes I couldn't eat the volumes of fruit that I needed to eat, and I didn't want to eat a lot more fat because more fat doesn't work for me. A lot more fat doesn't work for me. So the gap was filled with a little bit of cooked food. So now I've been on a mostly raw diet for 14 years. 4 out of those were fully raw, and 10 years have been a high raw diet plan. And I eat fruit until evening, and lots of fruit and greens and nuts and seeds. And I also include some cooked options, so sweet potatoes, white potatoes, I include some peas, green peas. Occasionally I will eat a bit of grain, occasionally, and maybe a little bit of legume, but that's not often at all. And that's pretty much the diet that I follow. Now, what's interesting about this lifestyle plan is that it really does focus you a lot on what you need to do. And for some reason, a lot of people see it as a struggle and punishment versus as something that can create true mastery in their lives. And you see, one thing is when you don't know about this diet and it's sort of so far away, but another thing is when you know it's beneficial for you, you know your body thrives on it, and you are not following it because it's like, is the ticket to better health and more vibrancy and more energy in your life. Here is a ticket to more mastery, to accelerated spiritual growth, because you are having to restructure and manage so many things in your life, and you're having to really raise your consciousness in the way you perceive these challenges. And people go, no. And while it is personal choice, at the same time, if you are the type of person who feels, you know what, I just need to grab that ticket, it's my time, don't say no to it, because it is an opportunity, a true opportunity to create mastery in your life. And mastery in your life allows you to reach the things, that allows you to achieve the things in life that a lot of other people won't be able to achieve. And I'll give you an example. When I was training for a marathon, I was told that 99.9% of people on this planet will not run a marathon. And I felt cool about being that tiny percentage of people who can make it happen. I felt cool about being able to organize my day and my life in a way that allows me to run far and train and be fit. And mind you, that was before my daughter was born, so now it's not like that at all. We're facing new challenges, but nonetheless, at the time, it was an amazing tool. So if you feel that a raw, high raw vegan diet, or even a diet where you eat clean plant foods and a lot of it is raw foods, is what your next thing is, you should take that next step. Because I believe in our lives, sometimes we are presented with fast track options to accelerate our growth, to accelerate our health, to accelerate our mental, spiritual state, our emotional state. And that level of growth will happen as a result of us making different choices. Yes, so it's not going to happen, you live the same old life and all of a sudden you reach new heights. You need to up level. You need to keep on going up that hill, so to speak. And this lifestyle is an amazing tool for it. So it's not just a tool for you to cleanse your body and to lose weight. It's an amazing tool to cleanse your body and to lose weight and to detoxify and to build health. But it's also a tool for your focus, for your spiritual growth, for your mastery, for just like that sense that I've got it. It's just so cool. It feels so cool. You live a different life and you're making different choices, and yeah, they're more challenging, but that's also thrilling. It's also thrilling because it allows you to feel good and just to feel fresh and to keep on making new choices and to keep on living this exciting life. All right, so if you're wondering how can you put this lifestyle into practice, we've created a special free 10-minute video that will show you the steps, show you the results that we've created for our clients, and show you how we might be able to help you implement it. So that's the link, and also in the description section. Go and watch it. And I'm going to see you in the next video where one of our clients, Heather, is going to share her story with you of overcoming Candida, fatigue, depression, and creating a totally different life. See you there.